Good morning, everyone. How many people are here, Kyle? Four. Thanks for joining me today. Let's get started. Just coming to sit on your mat and finding a tall spine. And if your favorite way is seated and or is reclined rather than seated, then go ahead and recline. We're gonna spend some time just tuning in with our breath before we get started today. If you've been practicing for a while, then you're starting to notice that just coming to your mat has this physiological response in your body. It's like that Pavlov's dog experiment, where after a while, the dog knows where the treat is. And same thing in our bodies when we come to our mat. It's like our bodies know what is coming. So as you settle in here, start to notice that your breath might be slowing down. Your body's consciously releasing tension and any stress. You might feel like your exhales are getting longer. And maybe you're actually tuning into those things. Watching your breath move, noticing what it is doing today. Scanning your body to find out where it is grippy or tight. Those of you who did 108 sun salutations on Saturday morning, noticing what's still lingering in your body from that practice. Yeah. And so come to your breath. If it feels okay, close your eyes. As you notice the breath just oscillate up and down your spine. Feel the expansion of your body, almost in 3 dimensions. Like in every direction, you can feel the body expand when the breath comes in. And release and relax back down when the breath goes out. So invite your breath to lead you through your practice today. And just make a commitment to let the movements of your body follow the invitation of just a full, smooth, open breath. Watch if you're breathing in through your mouth or your nose, and make every effort today to let your breath flow through your nose. Right. So you might bring your hands down in front of you, curl your toes under, and then just let yourself rock backwards. Just spend a couple minutes here opening up the toes as you rock back and forth on the ball of your foot. If it feels okay for you, finding that spot, you can bring the heels together to touch, let your knees open wide. And perhaps there's this ability to bring the fingers up off the floor. Doesn't matter. You can try. If it works, it's okay. If not, it's okay. Sweet. And bring the fingers back down onto the floor so that you can open your feet a little bit wider and settle down again. If it feels okay to stay here, just swing back and forth. If your body needs a little bit more support, you can come up higher and swing back and forth. Noticing that feeling in your body too. Just getting a little bit of work in through those ankles. Maybe you're going to do some circles and go the other way. Nice. And then let yourself recline down onto your bum and open the legs straight out in front of you. Feet spread wide, toes to the sky. Inhale, the hands come all the way up to the ceiling. Turn to the left leg and then fold over the right. Breathe in and come up. Turn to the right leg and fold over the left leg. Good. Let's do that a few times, just opening up the side body. Breathe in and breathe out. Coming up on the inhales, letting yourself twist and side bend on the exhales, opening up that upper body. Keeping the feet active, toes pulled back towards you, backs of your legs pressed to the floor. The only caveat there is if you lock your knees. Yeah. So good. Beautiful. Coming back up, sweep your right knee in. Put the sole of the foot into the left thigh. Right hand back behind you. Hand, right shin, left heel. Press into the ground and then just open up. Reach through that top hand. Press the left ribs up to the sky. Breathe openness into that side body. Stretch. Good. Let yourself come down and then just change so that you can do the same on the other side. Right heel, left shin, left hand connect and open. Still side body, just opening it up to the ceiling, opening up the rib cage, the waist, stretching from fingertip to heel, breathing there. So good. Let yourself come all the way down and sit cross-legged. In that cross-legged position, fingers can stretch out in front of you and just start to let them sweep along the floor in front of you. Head can curl in, chin to chest. Elbows release towards the ground. Soften your shoulders. Breathe into the hips. Nice work. Walk the fingers over the left knee, taking a little extra stretch with your right hand. Come back to center. And then walk the fingers over the right knee. Taking that little extra stretch with the left hand, feeling also the left sit bone press towards the floor. Beautiful. Nice. Coming all the way back to center and then just slide yourself back up. Sweet. Press the feet straight out in front of you. Toes lift up to the ceiling. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, reach towards those toes. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, plant them and lift the hips. Allow your head to fall back behind you if it feels okay. Head lifts, hips sink down, hands to sky. Reach for toes. Inhale up. Hands come down. Hips lift. Head releases. Head lifts. Hips sink. Stretch to sky. Reach forward. Come all the way up again. One more time. Plant hands. Lift hips. Release head. Bring it back up. Sink hips down. Beautiful. Bend knees into that bent position. I biked here today, so I have grease all over my pants. Inhale, come all the way up. Shoulders reach down. Hands stretch out. You can also hold the backs of your thighs and then come up into your boat. Find whatever that boat needs to be today. Know that you can lift one heel at a time. Know that you can hang on to the backs of your thighs. Start to straighten those legs if your body allows you to. Breathe. 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 Good work. Crisscross the legs as you come down and roll right over to hands and knees. Good work. Fingers spread really wide. You're pressing the palms into the ground, protecting them only if the wrists hurt, making fists. Watch your elbows. In most cases, your elbows pits should point to each other. You can roll them forward a little bit as long as they don't lock into place. As you find your cat and cow, arch your back to the sky, tucking your tailbone and crown, and then bringing your head back up to the ceiling, lifting the tailbone. Find your breath here. Let your breath just work through the spine, finding suppleness there. Nice. Yeah. So from here, let your back toes curl under, let the spine come to neutral, press up into the downward dog, and then just find the nice paddle of your heels. Firm press into the palms, pull your shoulders away from the ears, let the head hang off the end of the spine, and the heels paddle. Nice work. Just slow and easy. Good. Good. Gaze forward to the thumbs. Your knees can bend, and walk the feet to the hands. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, let yourself fold. Bring fingers all the way up to the sky and drop them to your heart. Sweep hands to ceiling with a big breath in. Allow yourself that deep forward fold. Connect your hands to the floor, the shins, and lengthen the spine. Feel the crown of the head pulling away. Notice if you need a bend in the knees or if everything feels all right. Deep knee bend, plant your hands, step back left foot, step back right. Breathe here. Let's drop the right knee down and open up into side plank, letting the back heel just rise up off the floor. Beautiful. Push through that heel, reach through the top hand. Breathe there. Exhale and allow yourself to come down. Let's do the same on the other side. Lifting all the way up with that back leg. Good work. Hands come down, knees come down, downward dog. Good. Paddle this out for a moment. Come forward into plank. Drop your knees and then sink the bum back towards child's pose and then pull the hips forward. As you drop them towards the floor, let the shoulders roll down the back and then lift back up. Hips sink to heels. Pull to tabletop. Sink into a back bend. Lift up. Sink to child's pose. Forward hero. Come back. Yeah, just move with your breath, allowing everything to start to open here. Our whole goal when we come to our physical practice is to bring malleability, supple movement into the physical body. We get rid of the rigidity and the tightness in our physical body, and it helps us get rid of the rigidity and tightness in our mind and in our emotions. We become more flexible in our thoughts as well. There we go. Downward dog. Coming up all the way, paddling your heels. Chest sinks to thighs. Beautiful. Gaze forward to your thumbs. Bend your knees. Let's bring the right knee forward to chest and see if that foot will plant between the hands. Good. Push into that nice lunge, letting the hips sink down towards the floor. Press through the back heel. Nice. Now, can you think of your torso just sort of taking care of itself? It's not leaning on that front thigh. Bringing your hands to the thigh. Maybe they continue to float upwards. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice work. As those hands come down, connect with the left. Bring right to the thigh and turn and open that right hand to the sky or to the low back. Breathe. Beautiful. Bringing that back down, sinking the back knee to the ground, and then just letting yourself pull the front toes up. Bum sinks towards back heel. Breathe there. Nice. Coming back up, sink the hips forward. Breathe there. Good. Fingertips just connect in. We're going to bring the right hand to the inside of that foot. Walk that foot all the way over to the edge of the mat and then let the knee open wide. Beautiful. You know that if you have the flexibility here to let the forearms come down to the ground, you're welcome to. The sole of the right foot gently opening off the mat. Feel that in that hip. Just play there. Breathing gently. Don't go past the point where your body tells you to stop. Beautiful. Seal the right foot down. Move the hand. Come back to where you're balanced. Good. Back toes curl under. Plant hands firm and step back into downward dog. Now just notice, before we go to the left side, notice how that hip socket feels. How the whole round hip socket where the right thigh bone connects into the pelvis on the right side of your body feels different than the left. These are the kinds of stickiness, tightness, kind of dead space that we're bringing alive again. Your gaze shifts forward to the thumbs, your knee bends. You're going to think of the left knee coming forward to the chest and planting between the hands. Take a moment to find your lunge, pushing through that back heel. When you're here, just start to notice how much the upper body just wants to rest on that left thigh. And can you really activate the legs? Lifting the chest just a tiny bit off that thigh, and feel how everything has to get strong for that to happen. From there, the hands can lift and move to where they're comfortable, the sky or that front leg. Breathe. Push through that back heel. So good. Nice work. As the hands come back down, your back knee can connect to the ground, and then just let the hips sink back, lifting those front toes. Breathe into the nice stretch through that front leg. Good. Coming back up, walk the left foot over to the edge of your mat. Let the knee fall open to the side. Your hands can just plant down. You can go to forearms if your body allows. As you feel the sole of the foot peel off the mat, just play with what's happening in that hip. There can be some smooth, just gentle movement there. You can be very still. You're just noticing your edge. Stay where the breath has fluidity. Do not go where that breath gets tight and restricted, because that's your early warning sign for injury. When that breath gets tight and sticky, it's saying to you, you're going past where I feel safe. Yeah. Oh yeah, that feels really nice. Good. Okay, so that foot plants back again. Bring it back to center. Fingers ground. Back knee lifts. I've got this sense. Oh, I know what I forgot on this side. Right hand plants. Yeah. Fingertips or palm. Left hand comes to thigh, and just open that top shoulder. Push through the back heel. If it feels okay to let the top hand lift, go right ahead. Pull the wrist back of that top hand, opening the chest even more. Breathing here. Extend through the back heel. Stay long through the spine. Open that up. There we go. Nice. As your hands plant down, that left foot steps back to join the right. And as you paddle it out, just notice what you're feeling through the hip sockets. So good, hey? So good. Nice. So let the knees drop down in front of you, and then plant your forearms. I want you to think of the elbows only being far enough apart as your shoulders. So they don't go wider than the shoulders. And then the fingers just lace together, pressing the knuckles and the palms into the floor. Good. Now curl your back toes under and lift up. So before we go any further, feel and decipher the space between the shoulders and the wrists. What I want you to stop from happening is this capsize of shoulders falling towards wrists. So keep the shoulders pulled back as you think about the feet walking forward. Beautiful. Just finding nice strength there. Good. Now look up, and now think of the nose coming forward to touch your thumb, or you can bring the nose forward to touch the floor in front of your hand. This is where the shoulders will move. So just do a couple of those. Yeah, so good. So good. Now drop to your knees, sink back, stretch out into a long forward hero. It's a child's pose with your hands reaching out in front of you. Good. And then slide those hands back. Press yourself to tabletop. Roll the shoulders down the back. Feel length across the front side of your body and go to downward dog. Beauty. Gaze forward to the thumbs. Bend your knees and let the feet come to the hands. Tabletop your back. Exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, hands to sky. And hands drop to heart. Good work. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale for a nice long forward fold. Beautiful long flat back. Exhale, release fingers to floor. Yeah. Just let your head hang off the end of your spine here. Notice if you needed bend in the backs of your knees. And if there's pain here in the low back, you know you're welcome to stay right here in tabletop. As you activate the muscles of the chest and the upper back, you bring support to that low back achiness. Breathe. Breathe. Good. So, tenting those fingers, take your right heel and just reach that right heel up. Nice. Gaze at your front knee, and as you bring your forehead closer and closer to that front knee, that back heel can lift up closer to the sky. Sweet. Bring it back down. Stay there. Left heel lifts. Stretch through the front body. Lengthen here. And then curl the chin to the chest. Bring the gaze to that front knee and let the back heel lift higher. Harder on this side for me. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good work. Exhale, that foot comes down. Tabletop, fold. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, those hands drop right down to heart center. Good work. Inhale, hands up to sky. Exhale to heart center. Step back with your right foot. Find warrior one, bending into that front knee. Press the back heel down into the floor. Let the fingers float up to the sky. Feel shoulders draw down your back. Fingers are light, floating to the sky as the connection through the soles of the feet is strong and anchored. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hands float down beside you, and then just bring the back body in a long, straight line. Back heel presses down, crown of your head reaches forward. Good work. Hands reach up to your heart. Straighten the front leg as you bring the spine back up to vertical, and then fold. Feeling the sit bones rise, the pelvis tilt, rolling over that front leg. Long, flat back, long, flat back. Good work. Hands drop to that front shin, left hand to the low back. Do a nice little twist there. Good work. Nice. Dropping both fingers to that front shin. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, your hands float down beside you and step forward. Good. I'm just going to change sides of the mat so that you can see me better. As you step back now with your left foot. Left foot drops back behind you. And your right knee stretches forward. Inhale the fingers all the way up to the sky. Sink the shoulders down your back. Reach through that front knee. Beautiful. Press the back heel down into the ground. Stay floating through the fingertips while the bottom of your body feels like it's anchoring and settling into the floor. Just notice that sensation of the lightness rising and the grounding drawing you to the earth. Good. And then hands sweep down beside you. Push the chest forward. Stay anchored through that back heel. Reach through the crown of your head. Broad across the chest. Fingers reach for the back heel. Breathe there. Breathe there. Hands lift all the way up to your heart center and the front knee straightens. Fold yourself forward. Feel the pelvis tilt. This is the most important part. This is not a back bend in any way. It's not a flexion of the spine. The spine stays straight. This is your pelvis rocking forward on the leg bones. Breathe. Stay long through the front body, but let the chin be relaxed. Hands come down to that front shin. Right hand to low back. And open, open, open. Yeah, breathe there. Breathe there. Sweet work. Exhale, hands to front shin. Inhale up, step the body forward. So good. Inhale, fingers come all the way up to the sky. Exhale for a deep forward fold. Inhale for a nice long flat back, and as you exhale, place your hands on the floor. Step back to plank pose. Reach the body forward. You can drop the knee for a side plank again, or you can roll to the sides of the foot, lifting up that top hand, pulling the hips away from the floor, drawing the bottom hip diagonally away from that grounded wrist. Reach, reach, reach. Maybe the top hand even falls over the body. You're letting the rib cage open to the sky. Sweet. Go to the other side. Remember, you're more than welcome to drop that bottom knee. Pull the hips away from that grounded wrist. Reach through the top fingers, even letting that top hand arc over the body, over the ear, stretching the rib cage and hips up to the sky. Beautiful. Letting yourself come all the way down and lower to the floor. Plant the front body. Open the hands either wide beside you or in a low V. Take your nose and point it to the floor. Good. You are going to imagine that you feel that suctioning coming from above. The backs of your wrists, the heels, the soles of your feet, the back of your skull, lifting into that gentle suctioning. Vacuum cleaner, alien spaceship. I don't know what's suctioning you. Find your imagination and just pull. Notice the contraction of the back body. It's like a spider web just being drawn to the middle, pulled open on the front side of your body. Breathe. Breathe. Good. And then let yourself set all the way down. One cheek can rest on the floor. You can even bring your hands crossed in front of you. Bend your knees, soles of the feet to the sky. Just let everything shake out there. Nice. Now, open your hands nice and wide. Sweet. My right foot bends. My right thigh lifts up off the floor. I start to reach my right foot over the left side body. So here you might need to use your hands to just kind of lift your chest, stretching it out of your way. Take that back foot and open it. Your arms open like the legs on a truck that ground it, like a cherry picker truck. Nice. And then let yourself unroll from that. Your hands pressing into the floor to shift your chest. Do the left side. Left foot bends. Thigh comes off the floor. Palms press into the ground so that as you roll and turn, you can do so safely around your chest. Reach that foot as far over as it wants to go. Breathe. 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 Good. You let yourself come really slowly back to center. And then you can press yourself to either a forward hero or a downward dog. And once you get to that forward hero or downward dog, take 3 more breaths. Gaze forward to your thumbs. Bring the feet forward to the hands. Flatten your back. Fold down. Inhale, fingers up to sky. Exhale, hands drop to heart. Inhale, hands up to sky. Exhale for a deep forward fold. Long, flat back. Hands plant and step to plank. Shoulders over top of wrists. Allow yourself to lower down. Find whatever back bend your body wants. It can be a cobra. It can be an upward dog. Back toes curl under. Press to a downward dog. Breathe there. Nice work. Your gaze is at your thumbs, your knees bend, feet to hands. Flatten your back. Fold down. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Open your right foot up really wide to the end of your mat. Let the left knee sink forward. Beautiful. Spine is vertical. Shoulders draw back. Arms open wide. Good. Let's flow. Back hand falls to back thigh. Open back to warrior two. Stretch forward. Extend. Side angle. Warrior two. Nice. Open. Stretch. Extend. Yeah, you've got it. Back and forth. Nice. Move with your breath. Just feel everything you're working on in your body as you bring yourself through these poses. As Pitta season approaches, well, we're past the summer solstice, so we are full on in Pitta season. Finish in warrior, straighten the leg, hands face forward, 2 hips. Go out with the opposite knee bending. Good. Yeah, we find that we sometimes need more cooling poses. So all of the poses, extended side angle, warrior two, exalted, warrior two. Same sequence on this side. The poses that we do more in summer are like the wide open leg poses, anything that vents at the armpits, through the skull, through the pelvis. We try and keep lots of air moving through the body. The Pitta season, sometimes the fire requires more stoking. Sometimes the fire requires more cooling. But we need movement and fluidity in Pitta season. Yeah. Nice. Coming back to center, straightening. Both sets of toes point forward. All right. Hands to hips. And then draw yourself forward in a nice deep forward fold. Stay in tabletop back for a moment, just pulling the collarbones away. And then allow yourself to sink deeper. Remember that this is a long, flat back, folding down out of the pelvis. The fingers can walk back in line with the toes. The head can fall towards the mat. Your elbows almost pressing towards your legs. Breathe. 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 And then walk your hands forward. Bring the spine back to that flat, parallel to the floor position. And then consider what your body needs in order for you to take weight off your hands. Just take a moment to feel yourself anchor in through the legs so the hands can lift to the hips. Draw the spine all the way back up to the ceiling. And then heel step your feet back together. Good. Okay, so from this pose, think of your chair. Your hands come to your pelvis, feet ground. Allow the hips to just sink down as if your back's sliding down a wall. Slide your thighs together as if you're zippering up something that connects them. Shoulders roll down your back and just let the fingers and thumb reach out in front of you, allowing the hands to rise as long as they don't pull the ribs forward with them. Keep the ribs feeling settled and relaxed downward. Imagine a floating shelf on your low back. Let that floating shelf get sledgehammered away. Feel the quads work harder as soon as we let the low back give up that tension that it was holding. Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. Nice. Inhale those fingers all the way up to the sky, and then do a deep forward fold again. Hands come onto the shins or the floor. Lengthen the spine. Beautiful. Fingers drop down towards the floor, and then a nice inhale as they come up to the ceiling. Hands drop back down to your heart. Let's find a balance. Spread your toes wide See if you can set them down on the mat so that you can see the color of your mat between each toe. Let the left leg get pretty stationary. We're going to lift the right. Hands come to the hips, right heel starts to lift, shoulders draw down the back. Good. Nice work. Knees come up in front of you. Beautiful. Okay, right finger can come to that knee and then let it open to the side. Left hand counterbalances. Remember, you're welcome to grab the toe. Play with that if that's where you want to be today. Nice work. And then draw that knee back to center. We're going to bring the left hand to it. Right hand reaches back behind you. Now, notice if you feel stable, you can shift your gaze. You can take it from forward to side. You can even take eyes to that back thumb if it feels okay. Breathe. 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 Good work. Okay, let's finish with a warrior. So bring your hands back to your heart. Take that front knee, drop it down. Good. And then tip your whole body forward, stretching that back leg behind you. Good. Now, whatever you need through your hands, they can stay at heart center. They can open in airplane wings or down by your hips, or you can stretch them out in front of you. Sweet. Hands come back to heart and slide back down. Yay, other side. Heels and toes touch. Big spread through the toes. Right foot feeling very settled. Left foot feeling very light. Check through your shoulders and neck. Don't let tension build up there. Use the strength of your body to help you find balance, not tension. Don't get tight to find balance. Yeah, maybe the low belly will turn on. That's a good sign. As the left knee lifts, left fingers can help it open, and right hand can counterbalance. Settle here. Just breathe. So good. Nice work. So as that knee comes back to center, the right hand can come to the outside of the knee. Open the left hand. Your gaze can go to the sidewall if your balance feels okay, or you can even let your gaze shift to that back thumb. Nice. And then when you come out of that pose, think about your warrior and drop the knee down beside the right knee, and then begin to just let your whole body, like a big flat board, fold forward, pressing out through that back heel, reaching through the crown, choosing how today you might take your arms, breathing. Yeah, so good. Hands come to heart, back foot stretches down. Sweet work. And let's come down to the mat. Sun salutation, last one. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, deep forward fold. Enjoy this long flat back. Nice work. Exhale, plant your hands. Step to plank. From plank, find a chaturanga, lowering to the floor. You can do any back bend you want. And then stretching back into our very final downward dog. You're also welcome to do child's pose here. Breathe. It's a gentle knee bend. The heels press themselves down to the floor. Good work. And then let your knees open wide. Toes touch. Sink to child's. Your hands can come out in front of you. Perhaps the forehead rests on the floor. Release weight from the upper body as much as you can, noticing where you might want to place your forearms or your elbows so that things feel the best as possible. If the forehead doesn't hit the floor, You're always welcome to stack fists. Breathe. Feeling the sit bones stretch away from the crown of your head. Imagining the bottom half of your spine extending towards your heels. Imagining the top half of your spine reaching out through the crown of your head. Breathe here. Pretend that every breath you take is like filling the inner tube of a bike tire. You are filling the discs between each vertebrae in your back. You are purposefully creating beautiful cushioning support. Creating some sweet shock absorption through your spine. And your hands press back towards you. Good. Let's notice our toes again, curling them under, sinking backwards, sliding either up to a toe stand, or you can do malasana with your soles of your feet flat. Beautiful. And then come down onto your bum. Onto your bum, slide yourself into a position where your knees are, your body can be draped down onto the mat nice and flat. Good. Lie flat. All right, once you're down here, allow your knees to come into your chest. You can hang on to shins, thighs, or you can grab inner arches. Pull the knees closer to the armpits, and as you bring those thighs into the sides of your belly, then press the tailbone down to the floor, at the same time pulling your shoulder blades down, letting the back of your skull rest, shining the feet even nicer to the sky. Yeah, feel the sacrum and the tailbone stretch down into the mat. Good work. Good work. Releasing those feet, pressing them into the floor. Heels come close to the bum cheeks. You can do a wheel here, or you can lift up into a little bridge. Pelvis pressing up to sky. Push through the soles of the feet. Activate the muscles of the legs to open, and then roll each shoulder underneath you. Your hands can connect, clasp, pressing the pinkies down into the floor as you push your upper body to the sky. You could also press the backs of the arms into the floor and let your robot fingertips point to the ceiling. Breathe. Beautiful opening there. If you're doing a wheel, you could come down and try again. Nice. All right, allowing yourself to slowly soften down to the floor, stretching that spine out into a long straight line. Good. Choosing how you might want to do Shavasana today. If you know you want to sink now into a nice deep Shavasana, you can just tune me out, and go on your own way. If you're sticking with me, then I want you to do a scan of your body. The more we take time to take what is unconscious and lift it up into our consciousness, the greater awareness we create for everything in life. Pay attention to the 5 different ways that movement occurs in your body, the 5 winds of Vata, Ayurveda would say. The air coming in through the body and going down to infiltrate each cell. The exhale. All of the leftover, no longer necessary, expended air coming from the body, gathering, and then expelling out through the nose and mouth. Perhaps take your right palm to your belly and just do clockwise circles around the belly. There is always agitation happening through our abdomen, helping with digestion and the support of all of our organs. And then release that hand. Feel the belly rise on an inhale and fall on the exhale. There may not be a sensation for this fourth wind of Vata. Maybe there is. It is the down and out. It is the movement that controls our urine, our feces, our menstruation, the birth of our babies, everything. Sometimes in yoga we do feel a little bit of gas happening there. It's a really important one. When it's not working properly, a lot of other things stop working properly. So things like constipation and irritable bowel and stuff start to aggravate and instigate problems for all the rest of the movement. The final wind of Vata is this idea of circulation through your whole body. So as you lie here and breathe, just feel the breath reaching to the tip of each finger, to the end of each toe. Experience this as pulse, vibration, perhaps current is the right word for you. Each one of these winds of Vata is essential to our health and well-being. Understanding when one is out and how to correct it, just so good for us to know. Being able to tune in to the subtleness of that kind of information in our body. Just an amazing tool to hone. Nice work. All right, so stay here and continue your meditation or bring movement back into your body. Nice little roll onto the low back, allowing yourself to lift up to seated when you are ready. Sweet. Thank you for sharing your class with me today. And I will be here with you again. Maybe not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. Namaste.